The hacker group Nylina has brought the spotlight to themselves once again after the leak of previously stolen funds was published on social media. The public is in outrage, with some celebrating their actions while others urge for their arrest. Are they truly dust or some criminals masquerading as the law?
Monitor number 3 has suffered a malfunction. Would you like to submit a report to the manufacturer?
Nah, there is no point in fixing it. I can easily get a better one shipped by today. I'm in. A pretty easy job if I say so myself. Yet, I don't see anything odd about these PixelLink guys. I wouldn't be surprised if this turned out to be an empty lead. Nylina has been getting a bunch of random leads ever since her heist became more of a spectacle. If I'm entirely honest, it's becoming a pain sorting through all of these. Well, it seems like I might have jinxed myself there. Well, aren't they cocky? They find my trail and now they think they can start making demands. They sure are an interesting bunch.
Master, I advise you to exercise caution. I detected some abnormalities present in their movements.
You too, huh? Well, I know better than to let my ego speak for me. Guess I can entertain them for a bit. How? There is no way that anyone would know that name!
Master.
I made sure no traces of my identity were left. How do they know that name? If my identity is leaked, then Nylina will...
Calm down. I've detected an increase in your blood pressure and heartbeat. If my diagnosis is correct, you're experiencing fear, aren't you?
This is the first time I've ever met an adversary I could never beat. Someone that seems to hold the upper hand in the situation. I'm afraid that if I make the wrong move, everything I work for will simply fall apart.
That is understandable. I'm aware of how much Nylina means to you despite the lack of any friendship between you and the members. However, returning to the matter at hand, I think it'll be better to play nice with this individual for now.
Yeah, the sooner we finish this, the faster I can get back to them. Time to see what this is all about. watch her like this anymore. This is weird. I have no idea who these girls are. Yet, I feel compelled to help them. As if I had a connection to them. A link that binds us together, perhaps? That job took longer than expected. I almost missed getting my favorite crepes. Still find it hard to believe, though, that this place refuses to get a delivery service. Their business would be so much better that way.
Master, you perhaps wish you could meet those girls.
Huh? What are you on about? You know I work alone. There is no way I can be close to others, knowing my line of work. I was wondering when you were going to arrive. You did get my invitation, right? You know? The one I sent? You seem to have forgotten about it. Oh well. Guess I'll have to take matters into my own hands. Ta. Now I have access to all your important things in your computer. And would you look at that? I actually need your cursor for a bit, so... Oh, actually, a borrowing that. And ta-ta! Your cursor's mine now. And would you look at that? If it isn't a very convenient new folder that I totally didn't make myself. But I bet that's where the invitation I made is. So let's just click on it. And oh! Look at that! It's the invitation that I made. I know it looks a bit funky, because I can't really draw. But, you know, it kind of has its own charm to it. Yes, you can keep it, of course. It's all yours. But we're gonna put that out of the way for now. And oh, would you look at that? If it isn't another conveniently placed folder. This one has a very peculiar title, of course. But that's probably where all my debut stuff is. I mean, don't ask me how it ended up in your computer. I think someone might have tried to out-hack me and put it in your PC instead. But it's fine, I'll hack them back. Now, let's get that stuff. And... wait, what is this? Is this an error message? Actually, I don't think you can see it, so... Are you sure you want to let this program access your computer? What? You're afraid of an error message? Come on. It looks bigger than normal? Nah, you're just imagining things. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? You just gotta scroll over, just gotta click on it, and... Welcome, everybody. We're all gathered here today to honor the deceased. You see, today we lost a very honorable member of society. After all, PC-kun was unlike any other. PC-kun truly was one of a kind. After all, he endured so much, yet still he couldn't survive. PC-kun was put through such terrible things. like playing Fortnite in 4K while having a 1080 GPU. I know. But their hardships are our hardships, as we can now understand that PC-kun might have been a bit overworked. But you know what? At least he's in a better place now. So we can now rest easy knowing that. PC-kun, you'll forever remain in our hearts. Beauty. Wait a minute! That PC isn't actually dead! I know what actually happened. Do you really think they actually died? Come on! It was just a silly little video. Do you actually believe that? Do you actually really think it died? Come on. It was all a prank. In reality, PC-kun is fine. This whole funeral was actually just a sham. You see, I just wanted to see your reaction, to see if you would actually believe that PC-kun would die. But nah, he's fine. So, bye-bye, no more funeral. We're moving on. We gotta continue with our debut. So, sorry to take away your salutes, but PC-kun is actually fine. Don't worry about it. Now, let's move on to our debut. Now, you see, it's nice to see you, everyone, after I, pranked you guys by, frying your computers. I mean, it was only a prank. It didn't take that personally, right? You will still watch my debut, right? Come on, I mean, look at the very interesting cover of the PowerPoint. Exposing your resident hacker, clearly. That makes it up for the prank, right? Clearly, that just makes it up for the fact that I pranked you. So it's okay, don't worry about it. But let us begin. We're going to start with, the basics. First things first, my full name is Chiaki Katsumi. I do tend to go by a different alias when it comes to speaking with the members of Nylina. However, you guys are a special exception. So I'll allow you to call me by name or any cool nicknames. I'll take that too. Now, what do we got here? We got a code. You really thought I was going to reveal all my information to the internet? Who do you think I am? Of course I wasn't gonna do that. So, if you're really that curious about this, you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to work for it. Now, species. So, I might have been the imposter all along. You see, I'm not actually a cat girl, but instead, I am 100% human. And I have been called a room gremlin before. I don't know what the term entails, but my little assistant that you kind of saw on my starting screen, Banter, he kind of insisted that I left this in for whatever reason. So, I guess this is staying in. My birthday is February 3rd. I'm hoping to do something special by then, but it's pretty far away, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit for that. My height, 150 centimeters, which I believe it's 4'11". I think I'm sure about that. And before someone says that I am short, I would like to clarify that I'm not. I'm actually average height, since I am the 3rd tallest member in PixelStart. So naturally, that puts me at average height. The numbers do not lie. My occupation. Okay, so I know I introduced myself as a hacker at the beginning of this presentation. However, I also tend to go by information broker or data broker, because that kind of allows me to blend into society a little bit better. People don't really suspect me as much as when I call myself a hacker. If I call myself a hacker, I just get all the weird looks. So if I just say information broker or data broker, they're like, okay, that sounds fancy. So, you know, it pretty much works. For my languages, I'm actually fluent in English and Spanish. Yes, I can speak the Espanol. You'll probably hear me talk Spanish. Maybe at Debut 2.0 I'll do that. But not today, not today. And I'm currently learning Japanese. I'm hoping that I'll be fluent enough to eventually communicate with Japanese viewers. But as of right now, it's really basic, so it really do be that way. Now we got likes and dislikes. For the first like, collecting video games. I really love collecting video games. Collecting video games is a really big passion of mine. I currently only collect for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS. I do not collect retro, maybe in the future, but right now it's a bit too pricey. It's a bit too pricey to collect retro, so I don't do that. I think the oldest games that I tend to buy are for the Wii and the Nintendo DS, which you could argue that it's retro, but you know, there's a lot of debate about that. Sweets! I have a really big sweet tooth. If I could live off sweets, I would do that, but unfortunately it's not possible. My favorite flavors happen to be cookie dough and Oreo. Really, really good. RGB lights, the more, the better. I like the pretty lights, what can I say? I actually have a few on my setup. They're not enough. I wish I had more. If I could, I would definitely have more. But it truly do be like that. Limitations. I'm pretty sure if I filled my PC with RGB lights, it would totally increase my FPS, or it would blow it up. Whatever happens first. Plushies! I adore plushies. I have way too many for comfort. They're friendly, they're cuddly, they're so soft. And if I could have more, I probably would. But it's not a good idea to have more, even though I really want to. Last but not least, my best bud Ranger. You kind of saw him in the starting screen, and we'll actually talk about him in the next slide. Because right now, this is mostly just focused on likes and dislikes. But I know you want to meet your Oshi, so we're definitely going to talk about him. Now, the not so good stuff, the dislikes. Blue screen errors. Listen, I know that blue screen errors are just universally disliked. But as someone who spends more time at the computer, I just tend to dislike them more. You know, you may be working on something and Windows is just like, you gotta update your driver. Do it now, chop chop. And you're like, fine, I guess I'll update my driver. So you do that, but then Windows just decides to. It's not fun, now is it? Spicy food. Okay, listen. I have no spicy food tolerance whatsoever. So I know a lot of people are very passionate about their spicy food, but I can't really consume it without my throat and my stomach crying for help. So maybe one day we'll see eye to eye, but that day might not be today. Or at least I hope it's today, but I don't know if people will accept that. But moving on, loud noises. I have very sensitive ears, so my ears can't really handle loud noises, and jump scares are especially really bad for me. I tend to have what people like to call a cat-like reaction to loud noises. I actually jump whenever I hear a loud noise. It's kind of embarrassing, but some people find it amusing. But I do not find it amusing. It's not fun. Light mode. Okay, please. Please do not call me edgy. It's not because I'm edgy. You see, I'm very colorful actually. So it's not an issue of me being edgy that I just dislike light mode. It's more that it's very harsh on the eyes. So I just tend to turn on dark mode for everything. So... And also, it just kind of looks fancier. So what can I say? I just kind of prefer it. Last but not least, Code in a Box games. Okay, this one is a bit personal. You see, as a game collector, I kind of feel insulted whenever publishers do this. I don't know who they think they are by just, you know, making a box with a paper on it. They're like, oh yeah, collectors are gonna buy it because, you know, they just want the box. Listen, I don't buy games for the box. I mean, in a way I do, but that's not the point. I want my game inside the box. I just don't want a box with a paper. That's not how it is. But yeah, we'll just move on from that. And talk about everyone's Oshi! The best boy, the man, the myth, the legend, best boy Ranger! Now, I listed his most important qualities, of course. First of all, he's actually very smug. I don't know if you can tell based on this picture, but whenever he and I have arguments and he's actually right, he kind of likes to rub it in and won't let me live it down, at least for a week. Then he's also very big brain. I mean, he is an AI. Of course he's gonna be smart. But do not ask him about the meaning of life. He will tell you it's 42. I know, very unfortunate. Maybe one day, he will actually be able to ask philosophical questions. Mom energy! So, I say mom energy because he's always taking care of me. He's always like, oh, Chiaki, you gotta be healthy. You gotta exercise. You gotta have your 3 meals a day, you know, all that stuff. He's kind of like a mother in that regard. He can speak? Yes, he can speak words. He doesn't only bark. I mean, you probably saw it on the lore video. But he currently only has 2 supported languages, actually, which are English and Spanish. I think it's for the best, though. If he had more languages, he will be too powerful. But you know, maybe I can't stop him. But for now, we're good. I would say for now we're good because he doesn't know more languages. He's portable. He's actually very small. I'm pretty sure you could tell in the lore video that he was like the size of my foot. He's a tiny little boy, so you can pretty much take him anywhere you want. Kind of like a chihuahua. Kind of like those pursed chihuahuas. That's pretty much how you can take Ranger to places. And probably listen in on your neighbors. You see, these big ears are not for show. You can actually listen to all and every single conversation. But, you know, you might ask, is it not a breach of privacy? The answer to that is no. You're probably thinking too much about it. Don't worry about it, as they say. Now, the games! I divided these into kind of like different categories. So I'm gonna go briefly over these, and we're going to cover them more into detail at Debut 2.0. So, RPGs. I tend to lean towards turn-based. As you can probably tell, Fire Emblem is more strategy. But, you know, I tend to lean towards turn-based most of the time. I do enjoy visual novels. I do read. I read maybe way too much. So, visual novels, I tend to lean more towards mystery. As you can probably tell. And, oh, Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney is so good. I'll probably gush about it more at Debut 2.0. Platformers! For platformers, I noticed these are all actually 3D. But I do like me some good 2D platformers, but I needed to keep this slide kind of short. So I just mostly put like these top 3. Simulation games. So for simulation, it's kind of like a mixed bag for me of what I like. Because Spiritfarer is kind of more like a cozy simulation. Cult of the Lamb is not really that cozy. I mean, it looks cute, but it's kind of dark, not gonna lie. Orwell, it's kind of like a dystopian kind of simulation. If you know the book 1984 by George Orwell, that's pretty much what this game is based on. You pretty much play as Big Brother. It's really good. There's 2 games of this. Puzzles. For puzzles, I lean more towards the puzzles being implemented into the story. Kind of like not actually having them be the entire gameplay, right? So that's kind of like what I tend to lean towards. So Hantaro games, One Shot is so good. Absolutely amazing. I love it so much. And then miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. The thing is, I added Metal Gear Rising here because it didn't really fit anything of these. So I kind of just had to add it on the miscellaneous. These 2 do not exist. Do not perceive them. Now, anime. For my anime taste, I'm pretty sure you can kind of tell where it goes. I tend to enjoy a lot of rom-coms. A lot of rom-coms. Cozy anime like Natsume's Book of Friends and Sleepy Girl at the Demon's Castle. And then there's the and then there's the exceptions to the rule. The exceptions to the rule, Higurashi. You see, Higurashi is an experience. You kinda experience it either early in your anime life or you somehow live oblivious to it. It really do be like that. Promise Neverland Season 2 doesn't exist. We all know that. It can't hurt you. For the manga and the music, so manga, I tend to read mostly things that I own physically. There are some exceptions to this rule, but as you can tell, a couple of these are actually still ongoing. Toiban Hanako-kun is still ongoing, Countless Nana is still ongoing, and the Inshimega's Bride is still ongoing. I would say it's kind of mixed, because some of these are fantasy, some of these are more kind of like romance, so it's a bit mixed on what my taste tends to actually be when it comes to manga. Now, for the music. I guess for music taste, you can kind of say that it leans a lot towards anime video game music. I mean, a lot of these people have done music for either animes or video games, so I would say it just kind of goes that way. But I also enjoy musicals. I wouldn't call myself a musical connoisseur because I don't know all of the classics. So I only listen to a couple of them. I would love to listen to more in the future because I love musicals. Yes, I am a Disney person. I know some people don't like Disney. Old Disney is good, okay? All the Disney songs are so good. So please bear with me on that. Hamilton is so good. Hamilton is, you know, really maybe overrated to some people. But it's well deserved. So what can I say? The Greatest Showman, this is actually more of a movie, but it's also a musical. I believe the guy that was the main protagonist in High School Musical appears in this, if I remember correctly. I'm really bad with actors' names, so please forgive me. There's also another one that I did not add, which is Heathers. Heathers is really good, but I would like to clarify that Heathers, for people that don't know, is a bit more on the mature side. And it has a couple triggering topics. So if you guys do not like that sort of thing, you know, I would say avoid Heathers. But if you do, listen at your own discretion. And then introduce my artist parents. For the art, we have Lucy Mama. She was the one responsible for making me look so cute. I, unfortunately, do not speak a lot of Japanese, so I can't really say anything in Japanese to thank her. But if she's watching, I'm really thankful. For the rig, we have Renly. I'm pretty sure that most people have have noticed that Rinley did not only rig me, but they rigged the rest of the girls. Both of them are really, really hardworking individuals, so please shower them with lots of love and support. Because they totally deserve it. They're both really hardworking, and I'm really thankful that they decided to work with us. Now it is time for the showcase. It is time to admire the drip in full glory. Now, let us begin. For this, we are going to start with the shoes. So, for the shoes, I am wearing these short boots. They do have a bit of platform on them, so they will probably make me look a bit tall. But it's not too much that I can't walk. And then we have my thigh highs. These are kind of like a dark blue with a gradient on them. They have this pattern on them that just kind of gives them this sporty look. And then we have my jacket. My oversized jacket. It keeps me comfy. It keeps me cozy. It's very, very nice. However, if, it gets too hot or it gets in the way of my work, I can remove it. However, this doesn't really tend to happen often, so I guess this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. And you can tell that I have this armband on me. This one actually boosts my cool stat. But that's about it. It unfortunately does not enhance my gaming skills or my hacking skills. I know, it truly do be that way. But I know you guys are probably wondering if the hoodie is removable. And to that, I have to say, no. No, it's not. The hoodie stays on, chat. You guys don't remove your skin now, do you? Well, it's the same with my hoodie. The hoodie does not go away. After all, some secrets are better left forgotten. But now we get to admire what the full outfit looks like. So this is what the full outfit looks like, and this is how it looks like without the jacket. But now, I kind of want to know, what were your thoughts? Come on, let me know. I'm so curious. I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of the drip? You like it? Like it? Ah, you guys are so sweet. Oh man, I really appreciate all your kind comments. Really means the world to me. But, we still have some stuff to see. So, we're going to go back to the presentation. Now, let us continue, shall we? Let's see here. And it is time for the tags. So, general tag, pretty standard. Chiaki Katsumi. Any content related to me, you can put it under this tag. You can also use this tag for anything related to me that, does not fall under any of these other tabs. And then we have the live tag. For the live tag is Chiaki Log. This tag I'll be using every time I go live. And also, you guys can use it to live tweet whenever I'm live. If you want to, say something about the stream and you want me to see it, you can use this tag, so it will make it easier for me to find it. And for the art tag, we have Katsu Archive. Pretty standard. All artwork goes there. Then clips, Katsu. So for all clippers out there, this is for you. I did think about you. And then, also, you can use this for fan cams. I know they have been becoming popular a bit recently. I've seen a couple of them. So this not only applies to stream clips, but also fan cams. For the assets, Chiaki assets, this is for any sort of streaming assets, background assets, hand assets, thumbnails, any sort of stream assets that if you guys make and want me to use, you can publish it under there. And of course, credit will be given to the person that made it, naturally. Oshi mark, cat, and the monitor. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to explain this one. Fan name! I couldn't really think of anything. So I was hoping that we could come up with something together. I also like to believe that it works better if you guys suggest what you want to be called. Because, you know, it is your fan name, so we will think about this one. I'll probably run a poll over Debut 2.0. And then we will decide tomorrow. I might ask for suggestions on Twitter as well. I'm still thinking about it. But probably poll 2.0. And then we have the goals. So these are not in any sort of particular order. These are just the goals that I do want to achieve as a member of PixelStart. So first of all, improve my singing. I'm not really good at singing, and I'm not particularly confident on it. So in the future, I do want to improve and get better at it. But I will be releasing covers from time to time to, you know, get more comfortable in singing and all that. And maybe in the future, I might even do a duet. This is what I'm honestly hoping, because I've always wanted to do a duet with someone. It's been something that I wanted to do for a very long time. And we have released an original song. So for this, you see, I don't really know what the genre will be. But what I do know is that I want to include Spanish on it. You see, I have never really seen any VTuber songs with Spanish on it, and I think it will be really neat. I think it will be really, really neat to include Spanish on a VTuber song. Game Events Collab! So, by Game Events Collab, I mean being either a cameo in a video game or maybe even having part in one of those like mobile game collabs or even a fan game. All of that has always been super appealing to me, and in the future I'm hoping to achieve either one of those or all three. Who knows? Back into the third dimension. You see, the 2D dimension, it's fun and all, but just think of all the things I could do if I were in the third dimension. All the power I would have. Power? I never said anything about power. What I meant to say is, all the fun things that we will do together. Yeah, that's what I meant. You know, and also perform on a stage will be pretty neat. Lore video series. As you can tell by my game taste and the lore video, I really, 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 really love lore, storytelling in general. So in the future, I want to work on a lore video series. What I'm thinking for this is making it an interactive video series. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys know those YouTube video series where, for example, you have like a storyline going on, and then there is a branch in the story, and you can basically pick between two different videos, and depending on the video that you pick, you get a different story, or more like a different ending. So I am really planning to work on this. This is definitely a plan more into the future though, because it will take a lot of planning. But definitely something I want to do. Help new people get into games. Okay, this sounds probably very vague to a lot of people. So I'm going to explain what I mean by this. So the thing is, I have seen a lot of people that they want to try this new game series, right? But either the franchise is too big and they don't know where to start, or there are some game mechanics that are very overwhelming, and you just don't know how to start, you know? And for that, I kind of want to make some sort of content. For example, game mechanics made simple for games that may have mechanics that are kind of hard to grasp at the very beginning. Kind of like a short, easy explanation of like, oh, this is how you do this and that, without having to read, 7 tutorials. And also, kind of like, for example, for big franchises, like, oh, where to start? What's the recommended order of playing a game? So, that sort of thing. That's kind of what I mean by this. Spread the word of indie games! There's so many good indie games out there. The potential! There's so many good ones out there. So, I kind of want to make a video series as well, where I showcase more indie obscure games, Like, those indie games that not a lot of people hear about. There's some indie games that do break out of the usual. That, they kind of break more into the mainstream a little bit. So, I kind of want to provide a place for those that, they don't really get played that much. And then, I'll also be willing to take fan suggestions if you guys know like an indie game that not a lot of people know about, but it's so good and you want more people to try it. I would love to feature it in this video series as well. And then last but not least, make fun memories with everyone. I think this one is the most important of it all. Now that I'm finally here, that we have been out in the wild, I would love to have fun with everyone. Not only with my gen mates, but also with everyone in chat. Because, now we finally get to meet each other. So, I want to make the most of that time together. Now, the stream schedule. So, I know it looks a tad bit weird because this is, from this week. And we debuted basically on a Friday. So tomorrow, debut 2.0. This is an MST, by the way. I mean, it's right there, but clarification. So debut 2.0 at 5 p.m. We'll be basically talking a bit more. And also deciding on a fan name. Sunday, Reciteer. Reciteer has been a game that has been on my radar for a very, very long time. But I've never actually got the chance to try it. But this Sunday, we'll actually get to play it. Also, I included the schedule for next week as well. Just to have it as well. And, so you guys know what you're in for. On Tuesday, we'll be playing Bubsy. This is kind of like an old platformer, a lot of people probably don't know about it. It's kind of more on the not so well-known platformer side. It truly do be like that. Then we continue Reciteer on Wednesday. And on Friday, we'll be having the collab with my gen mates for PixelStart, the Pummel Party collab. Saturday, Octodad, Deadliest Catch. And on Sunday, Hi-Fi Rush. Now we've reached the end. Well, pretty close to the end. We are going to go over the credits. So we're gonna go briefly over this. So Chiaki's design was done by Roku. The logo that you see right here, Orihime. Monoruin, I wrote graphics. But, Monoruin did a lot of the graphics. So I'm going to specify which ones. So Monoruin did the overlays. Monoruin also did the slides, the schedule, and the text box that you saw at the very beginning of the lore video. And the lore video was done by Yumari. Ranger's design was done by Byaku. The BZM at the very beginning, the starting screen, Eka. The starting screen art by Katsu. Catbox by Shinana. The Stinger was done by Spooky. And the art, no, not the art, the animation of the starting screen was done by KZ. So yeah, and that has been everything for this debut, everyone. I really appreciate all of you not only watching my debut, but watching the rest of the girls. Really, really appreciate it so much. And I'm so excited to keep streaming and to talk to everyone. So hopefully, I shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.